Hey Chargers, now we're going to look at how we solve our literal equations. So before we actually get into one with a bunch of variables, let's refresh on how we solve with just one variable. So the first equation we have here is 144 equals 4b, and we're going to be solving for this b because that's our only variable in there. Now, we always use our inverse operations, so we do the opposite. On the right-hand side here, we have 4 times b. So I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I will divide both sides by 4. And when we do that, we end up with, on the right side, I'm going to go ahead and write this out. And that is 144 over 4 is equal to 1b, because 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we just have 1b left over there on the right. And now we have to simplify our fraction. Anytime we have a fraction, we need to reduce it as far as we can. 144 over 4 ends up simplifying to simply 36. So we have 36 is equal to b. And that becomes our final answer. So now for our literal equation over here on the right, we're going to actually follow the exact same steps. The only difference is we don't have numbers in there. But that's okay because we can still do all the exact same things. Now this tells us that we're solving for f. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark which variable I'm solving for so I don't forget and move that one by mistake. I want to keep my f on this side of my equation. I want to get rid of everything else. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to start by using our inverse operations to get rid of everything else that's over here on the right-hand side with our f. So right now we have e times f. And just like we did on the first one, when it was 4 times b, we do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we're going to divide by e. And just like all of our solving problems, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So I'm going to divide this other side by e. So now we can take a look at this fraction that we have. And that gave us d over e is equal to e divided by itself is 1. So we have just 1f over on the right. And now our next step would be to simplify our fraction, reduce our fraction. But we can't reduce that. We have d over e. They have nothing in common. So that is as reduced as it's going to get. So that ends up being our final answer.